1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in they Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on that intro song. If you want to get that song, it is available on a 10-song EP that you get directly from me. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolife@gmail.com, Cash App or PayPal, $20. And I'm going to get it to you ASAP. Now, let's hop right up into this video, man. So you guys may have to excuse if I make a few mistakes in this video here and there. I'm not doing no editing on this video because I'm trying to get it out to you ASAP, right? So yesterday, I seen that Gunner made a video in response to me calling him out for a friendly boxing match, right? So now I watched maybe about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the first minutes of the video. Once again, the dude in there is changing the narrative, right? And so I left him a couple of messages and I bounced. I didn't even stick around and watch the entire video. I watched more of it today and I watched some of the second video he put up today, right? So first thing, because, you know, okay, so just to me, man, the dude, like I said, he changes things so much, right? He was saying, hey, chill, you know, and just the tone of the video to me sounded like he was going to say he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to get cracking or whatever, right? So he said something about, you know, I called him out to a celebrity boxing match. I said nothing about a celebrity boxing match, right? I said a YouTube content creator match, right? But that's neither here nor there in the big scope of things, right? He's talking about, oh, chill, you upset, you mad. No, man, listen. This is a friendly fade that I'm asking you for. It has nothing to do about being mad, man. We can do it for free or we can do it for bread. It's up to you, however you want to do it, right? Let's just get it done. Make it easy. Make it easy on yourself, you know. Dudes act like now when you call somebody out, it's not a fight. I'm not asking to fight this dude. I don't want to fight the dude in the street. I seen a video. He just said something about, chill, I'm not going to fight you in the street. I'm not a gang member. But, you know, once again, if you're not a gang member, don't hold people to gang member to the status of a gang member or to the gang member standards, you know. I see people in the comments saying, hey, I thought Chill didn't mess with dropouts and this and that. Man, I have never said anything of the sort, right? If you guys go back and look at the video I did, and it was called YouTube Dropout Channels or something like that. I'll leave a link in the description for those who want to check it out. I did this video 2 or 3 years ago, right? And I included people on the thumbnail who admitted to being on YouTube and had, you know, and dropped out of their gang or are no longer in good status. You know, of course, Dubs, he'd never mentioned it, so I didn't include him on the thumbnail. So, you know, I've never, in that video, I say something along the lines of, you know, I have no problem with an individual. What he done in prison is what he done in prison. You know, some dudes might have to go to the other side for simply a debt, right? And so, like I said, man, I've never held that against anybody or whatever, because if that is the case, I would have never contacted those individuals anyway, right? So let's not try to make it about that. Let's keep it real. You know, you got a lot of dudes over there, honestly, in his comments, man, who they like to ride. They're jock riders, right? You know, they're working with their heart instead of their mind, right? Listen, I don't know how some of you guys grew up, right? But especially when I grew up, a big emphasis was put on being able to defend yourself, knowing how to box, so on and so forth. Me and my homies, we would throw on the gloves just for the fun of it. You don't have to be angry or upset with anybody to box, right? I have been throwing on the gloves with my homies probably literally since the age of 11 to 12 years old, man. Anybody that knows me will tell you, man, I used to ride around with a pair of boxing gloves in the trunk. Anytime me and the homies get out there and we want to do a little boxing, hey, let's do a little boxing, homie. I mean, it has nothing to do with being angry or being upset about an individual, right? It's just a little friendly fade. You know what I'm saying? We gonna throw on the gloves. If I was angry at the man, I would have, been on some other type stuff, right? So it's never about that, right? And then during the course of his video, right, I left a couple of comments on that first video. I'll put one up on the screen, right? And in that comment, I say something along the lines of, hey, Gunner, this is no cap. This is no BS. I'm willing to travel, right? Because I've heard people say he's not in the state of California, right? So if need be, I'll travel. I'll fly to wherever he's at, right? If he can secure a boxing gym, I can fly out there and we can get it cracking, right? Only thing, we have to find some impartial judges, or like I said, we can do it for fun. It's not about the money, right? And then so I left that comment, and then I left another comment. I left two more comments, right? I also left a comment saying, hey, I no longer have your number. My number is the same. Give me a call. So I searched through through that video, through the comments. That comment is mysteriously gone. I could not find that comment. So I don't know where it's at, but once again, I told him, hey, man, I do not have your number. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe a couple of months ago, Dubs had said something in relation to me giving him a call or something. And I said, hey, man, I no longer have your number. I broke that old phone that I had. It was an Android, and I have now upgraded to a smartphone, right? Because my buddy, since I have a MacBook computer, my buddy had been telling me to get a smartphone because I can record stuff on my phone and I can airdrop it to the computer, right? If that wasn't the case, I would have stayed with an Android because I'd had an Android before when I was in prison, and that's what I was comfortable with using, right? And so last night, I even sent a message, and I'll put that on the screen. I was thinking, because I really don't want to try to, because I know a couple of people who have phone numbers of individuals who works at No Jumper. I got a buddy of mine who has Aunt Hefe's number, right? And I don't necessarily know, well, I know at one point in time, him and Whack 100, they went through some things, right? But I don't really want to reach out to Whack 100. I really don't rock with a lot of the stuff that he does to keep it 100, right? And so, but I was thinking, okay, who do I know that could maybe reach out to the dude Aiden Ross that does the brand boxing? So then I sent him, and I'll put that up on the screen. I sent him a message last night on Instagram, basically saying that, hey, man, I'm a content creator. I have about 77,000 subscribers. I have over 15 million combined views, and I would like to be a fighter on an undercard of one of your upcoming events. And I want to box this guy by the name of Gunner, who has 100,000 subscribers and a lot of views as well, right? I put that up on there, and I got no response. The message that I seen the information that I seen before I even sent the message, it said that they typically respond in 24 hours, but so far I haven't heard anything, right? So then I got to thinking, right? Because like I said, we could do it for free or we could do it for a bag, whatever is more convenient for him, right? And then I got to thinking, well, you know what? We can just put up our own bread. So this is what I'm proposing, right? I'm proposing I bring my 5,000, you bring your 5,000, we get some impartial judges, and we get cracking like that. You know what I'm saying? We can do it for free, or we can put up the 5,000 of our own, right? Let me know how long you need to train to get in shape, and we can do it like that, right? So, because like I told you guys, I broke my phone, right? But then I got to thinking, I'd had another phone before that, because when I went and got when I went and got this phone right here, I was trying to. So the dude gave me some website or something to go to have my contacts be updated in this phone, right? So I came home, I tried it a day or two, I couldn't do it. I get very frustrated with technology, right? And so I just did everything by hand, the numbers that I wanted by hand, right? So I put all those in. So, and like I said, the phone that I had before this, I broke. But then I got to thinking, well, you know what? Hold on. I have another phone that I got before that, right? And so I went to that phone, I turned it on, charged it up, and lo and behold, guess whose number I seen? Gunner's number was in there, right? And so before I even seen him to be keep it 100, before he seen him talking about call, I was thinking like, what sense would it make to even call this dude? Because the last time I called him, we had a behind the scenes conversation like gentlemen. He gets drunk and brings the conversation to the internet. He lied about it, and him and Dubs have been lying about that conversation ever since, right? So what sense would it make to call this dude to have him just lie again, right? So this is not for clicks and views. This is not all for all that stuff, because I feel like the dude lies a lot. Like he comes right on here and says some celebrity stuff. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call him now. And I'm going to let him know that I'm calling. This is not for views. And I'm going to give him my proposition of you bring your 5,000, I bring my 5,000, and we can figure it out. 5,000 for one night's work is not bad, right? So let me go ahead here and try to give him a call on the last number that I had. And we're going to see how this turns out. Calling him right now. We're going to see. Put it on speakerphone. I will let him know if he answers that we are, I'm recording, and I just want to give him this proposition.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Leonard is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey Gunner, what's going on, man? This is Chill. So I seen your video telling me to call, and so I'm reaching out to you to call you, and we can try to set up some type of arrangements for this boxing match that I would like to do. Not a fight, a boxing match, right? So my proposal is this, right? You bring 5,000, I bring 5,000. We put up our own money. We don't even have to need no sponsors, this and that. We put up our own money. We find some impartial judges, and we get cracking like that. A friendly fade. This has nothing to do with anger, being upset, so on and so forth, right? And the main reason, of course, because I already, actually, when me and Dubs was on better terms, I had seen Dubs hitting the bag one day. I said, hey, Dubs, let's do a boxing match. Dubs told me that his people wouldn't allow it. This is when Dubs was still pretending to be in good standings, right? So this has nothing to do with being angry. We are content creators. I believe this is some content a lot of people would love to see. And so the only reason I asked this guy, Gunner, is because I figured he would be more likely to accept than Dubs. So anyway, you got my number. Give me a call. I reached out to you. I heard you didn't answer. I know you're busy. You got a life, so on and so forth. Reached out to you. Let's make it happen. So yeah, there you guys see that. I believe you heard his voice. If you could, I called him. And once again, I'm proposing this situation to make it clear, me and that dude, we can get down for free, or I can bring my 5,000. He brings his 5,000. Only thing we really need to iron out is where it's going to be done at. However long he may feel he needs to be in shape, to get in shape. and we can make it happen. Outside of that, I don't want to hear no excuses or this is for clout, because in the video yesterday that I just watched today, I seen that he said something along the lines of he doesn't want to make videos back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But then he made another video today, right? So like I told you guys, man, he plays the YouTube game as well, right? Because I didn't even watch the video in its entirety once he started changing the narrative of what I said and all this other type of stuff, and then the tone that he starts the video off in sounded like he wasn't going to be up to it, right? So I went about my day. But so you guys have just seen me call the dude. You guys do what you do. I know it's a lot of these dudes be back and forth in the comments, right? I want to get down with the guy. I believe that you guys would be interested in seeing this. So let's make it happen, right? Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. Once again, we can do it for free and record it and upload it, or we can bring 5,000 a piece and we can get some impartial judges and we can make it happen from there, man. Like I say, I'm willing to bet I will beat the brakes off you, and that's why I'm willing to put up 5,000 out of my own pocket, man, against your 5,000, and I will beat the brakes off you. It don't have nothing about to do with being no punk or none of that stuff. Just show up and make it do what it do, man, and see if you can put hands on Urkel or Stefan. But I promise you, if I whoop you, I'm gonna stand over you and I'm gonna say, did I do that? Look at Gunner on the ground. Look at Gunner on the ground. Anyway, man, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. So right when I was getting ready to upload the video, I got a call from Gunner. He agreed. We're going to figure things out, and we're going to try to make it happen, man. So y'all stay tuned. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.